I read a lot. There were always contests at the library in the summer where, if you read 10 books, you got a little gold star. If you read 20, you got like 2.
And I would say reading is the strongest signal for success in the future that I've ever seen.
القراءة هي غذاء للروح وللعقل.
I was a little shocked at just the amount at which people stay on their phone, but it's just saddening to me because reading is such a joy for me and it allows you to experience so much of the world.
الشهيرة وهي تحت عنوان Think You Don't Have Time to Read بتفرجي
The more knowledge you take, the more you've got an opinion on what's going on in the world.
أنا حبيت.
Saying that a lot of people just spend a lot of time on their phones and we kind of forgot what physical books look like.
As we spend a lot of time on social media when we could be learning and reading about different things around the world.
Sustainable products are booming. Like why sustainability is the most talked about topic in the advertising industry. But advertising itself is still not sustainable.
Advertising is a very powerful industry. It adds 30% of CO2 emissions to our life.
A sponsored Instagram ad with 20 million impressions produces nearly 5 tons of CO2.
We need to have smart solutions to communicate in a sustainable way.
Presenting Green GRP, the first platform to offset CO2 emissions for advertising campaigns. Hundreds of datasets allow to calculate the precise CO2 impact of any campaign. With a simple tick of the box, each compensated campaign contributes to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
It's now the simplest solution to communicate climate neutral.
Each step of the calculation is translated into a generative design entirely shaped by data.
Our algorithm is working in real time and its data sets are constantly evolving.
Each advertiser gets a detailed report and a communication toolkit. In order to make a difference, Green GRP was started by an alliance of media stakeholders and climate partner as an open source initiative.
Any brand, agency or media outlet can use it for free.
Launched on World Climate Day with the first ever climate neutral ad break in Germany, Italy, France and Austria.
Green GRP
Media has been significantly impacted by Green GRP.
Thousands of tons of CO2 are being compensated by switching entire TV networks, radio stations, and publishing houses.
We now compensate all advertising hours on TV and radio of the public broadcasters.
In only 12 months, more than 6,000 companies compensated their communication in over 60 countries. Green GRP, a new standard for the advertising industry.
Venezuela is facing the worst food crisis in its history, generating hunger, despair, and worthlessness. Even though it seemed impossible to find a solution, we found one under our feet. Presenting Gardens of Hope. In the most affected sectors, we turned every vacant lot into a community garden. Giving neighbors food access completely free. Well, almost free. They had to manage each garden and ration the food. If there was a surplus, it was sold in municipal markets at affordable prices, helping reactivate families' incomes. Over 16,328 people were benefited. $280,000 kids were prevented from suffering malnutrition, and more importantly, he proved that hope can grow anywhere.
In China, periods are still considered a taboo and are not openly discussed. Even ads in the category don't mention periods and often resort to unrealistic fantasy storytelling to convey the functional message. As a brand wanting to differentiate itself in this crowded category, Libresse wanted to make women embrace their periods by telling them something that would make them appreciate their periods. In a lifetime, every woman walks at least 216 million steps, drinks 88,000 liters of water, washes her face at least 52,000 times. However, they only have 400 periods. Periods are too precious to be ashamed about. Periods should not be hidden, they should be embraced. Libresse launched 400 Periods campaign to remind women that they should embrace every single period and treat it with an open attitude. You don't need to hide from your colleagues, even male colleagues. You don't need to feel shy if dad wants to help. Even when you are encountering emotional ups and downs, you can freely express it. The topic of 400 periods resonated with Chinese women in a very short period. Consumers openly responded and reacted to the video on the social platforms. Even a top female influencer spontaneously weighed in on the topic, encouraging women to get together and break the taboo. One of the key opinion leaders even initiated an online interview to get more women involved and talk about their 400 periods experience. During the COVID-19, nurses were facing a shortage of sanitary pads. Libresse brought Chinese women together to work on listing sanitary pads as an essential commodity, so it could be sent to Wuhan via the Green Channel Access Pass. This was the very first time for a sanitary pad brand to encourage Chinese women to freely talk about periods. And we hope this would be the last time. 400 periods. Libresse.
Old medicines left at home become a cause of accidental poisoning in children. And severely pollute the earth when carelessly thrown away. Mail old meds. In South Korea, people receive their prescribed medicines in a medicine envelope. We transformed the empty backside of the envelope into a prepaid postal envelope, enabling people to send them to the disposal facility. These envelopes were distributed at every pharmacy in Sejong City. All people had to do was to put their leftover medicines in these envelopes and drop them in any mailbox within their vicinity. Mail carriers then took all the medicines to incineration facilities to be safely disposed. Consequently, 1,950 kilograms were collected in the 3 months of the campaign. Collection rate of medicine significantly increased by 116.3% year on year.
세종시에서 환경부와 우정부에 따라 앞으로 집배원이
Also, this brought on wide coverage from major media outlets and drew participation from local governments.
시범사업 성과를 좀 면밀히 저희가 검토를 해서
Finally, the Ministry of Environment is considering signing a bill to kickstart the campaign nationwide. This campaign is still going strong as a new disposal system for old medicines in Korea.
America is in danger of a water crisis. 40 out of 50 states will be facing water shortages in the next decade. And yet, 3 in 4 dishwasher users waste 20 gallons of water every day on a habit they've had all their lives: pre-rinsing their dishes. And all that water waste can really add up. So, together with its partners, Finnish launched an integrated campaign that asked America to skip the rinse. Because if every American ended this one habit, in a single year, 150 billion gallons of water could be saved. That's 2.5 days worth of water flow over Niagara Falls, or enough to supply the city of Los Angeles for over a year. The thing is, people had no idea that Finnish was designed to work without pre-rinsing. And they definitely had no idea how much water they were wasting. So we started with the early adopters, the eco-conscious, the people who were already trying to do better for the environment. We reminded them water is finite, valuable, and in need of saving.
In the United States, we could face a national water shortage in a little more than 50 years.
And showed them that skipping the rinse with Finnish really works. We then tapped influencers to help tell our story, including celebrity chef Carla Hall. And finally, we put our money where our mouth is, donating $100,000 to the Nature Conservancy's water conservation projects. The campaign immediately made waves. And for the Finnish business, it was a huge success. Finnish not only became known for its water-saving purpose, people loved us for it. Most importantly, Skip the Rinse really helped change human behavior, making a positive impact on America's water. And Finnish is just getting started.
Throughout history, England has been ruled by many kings. Richard I, the Lionheart, Edward I, Longshanks, Henry VIII, Old Copper-Nose, and now, of course, King Charles III, the Burger King. Indeed, we turned His Majesty into our brand ambassador. When Charles paid his first state visit,
Welcome to Germany.
Welcome back. Well, Germany has rolled out the red carpet for King Charles and the Queen Consort.
we seized the opportunity and presented him with something he had been preparing for his whole life: a royal crown. Our famous Burger King brand icon reimagined as the St. Edward's crown, the centerpiece of the crown jewels. So when His Majesty finally arrived in Berlin, we mingled a bit with the commoners and then presented him with our own crown.
I've been busy, but I'm all right. You will.
Well, almost. Next day, while His Highness was inspecting the finest of German potatoes, the picture of the smiling king had already made its way around the world. It immediately went viral and was loved all around the Commonwealth and beyond by both the press and social media.
Cardboard crowns were also on display, perhaps a nod to Charles wearing the real thing.
A well-known burger outlet.
Everybody wants to give the king and queen a Burger King crown.
In just 24 hours, we gained over 2 billion impressions, more than 2 million in media, and increased our brand mentions by 450%. Not bad for a total of $2,000 for some ordinary cardboard crowns, right? Your Majesty, thanks again for being our most royal brand ambassador. And in case you want to add to your collection, just check the mailbox at Buckingham Palace.
A new survey has revealed that over 40% of women in the UAE have never done a routine mammogram screening for breast cancer detection.
I'm doing modeling around 8 years, and I've been so happy to do something meaningful.
Hey girls, check out this initiative from Kaylin. It's so smart.
Fashion with purpose.
Two of the world's most popular animated characters, Rick and Morty, are known for traveling to the most terrifying universes. So, in 2020, we decided to trap them in the worst universe imaginable: advertising.
Stack Pringles flavors. Make new ones.
How much do you think Pringles paid these people?
Hardly anything. Hey, you guys want to stack different Pringles flavors to create new flavor combos? Here, I'll go first. Pizza, barbecue, and jalapeno. The spicy barbecue pizza stack. Get him!
Grandpa, what's going on?
Pringles. We're trapped in a Pringles commercial. They must have taken us in our sleep.
How can we get out?
We can't, Summer. They warned me this would happen and I didn't listen. Stack Pringles, make endless new flavors. Stacking Pringles to make new flavors. Make endless new flavors. Barbecue, wavy, and sour cream and onion equals a 3-layer dip stack.
In this hellscape dimension where everything is marketing, Rick's alter ego,
I'm Pickle Rick!
also got trapped in a new flavor, Pickle Rick Pringles, which exploded nationwide. A Twitter bot version of Morty got trapped on social, spamming the addiest night of the year, Super Bowl.
Cheddar and barbecue, wavy, and sour cream and onion equals a 3-layer dip stack. Cheddar and barbecue, wavy, and sour cream and onion equals a 3-layer dip stack.
And the show's own mobile game was seized to become a platform to sell Pringles. Soon, fans turned the moment Rick realized he was trapped in an ad into a meme, which trended on Reddit the week of launch, all resulting in Rick and Morty getting stuck in advertising trades. And some publications that actually matter. Now they're stuck in the mandatory stats section of this generic case study. By trapping Rick and Morty in the worst dimension, Pringles got some of its best ever sales and showed that the universe holds no terrors worse than capitalism.